For the past few weeks, I've been on a mission to find something new to watch. With an overwhelming number of platforms, genres, and endless content, I'm somehow both overstimulated and bored out of my mind. Out of desperation to find something that could spark some life into my goldfish-like attention span, I turned to Twitter, hoping for a miracle. And that's when I found this guy. I had no idea who he was and was convinced I'd finally found my next obsession. So I asked around in one of my many Discord servers, only to learn that not only did no one know who he was, but the drama hadn't even aired yet. Disappointed, but not surprised, I continued my search, but still nothing popped out to me. And then the suggestion of The Blood of Youth came to me, a Chinese wuxia drama that came out at the end of 2022. I hadn't heard of the drama before. However, I kept seeing clips from another drama on my timeline called Dashing Youth, which, unsurprisingly with that name, turned out to be The Blood of Youth's prequel. After checking out the tags and the summary for The Blood of Youth, I figured it might be worth giving a try. And what was just a passing whim became a bit of an obsession. An incurable obsession. The story follows Xiao Se, a seemingly insignificant innkeeper at the Snowfall Villa, who crosses paths with Lei Wujie, a penniless swordsman who wreaks havoc on his inn and can't afford to pay for the damages. After extracting a promised payment if he accompanies the boy to Shuiye City, Xiao Se embarks on an adventure where he encounters a colorful cast of characters, uncovers secrets from his own past, and meets people that can alter the course of his destiny. The story itself is very engaging, especially in its action-packed first half. Except for a few slower parts here or there, I found it incredibly intriguing and didn't find myself speeding up or skipping over anything. It was fun from the beginning to the end, and that's saying something for someone as fish-brained as me. One of my favorite aspects of this drama is the fact that it focuses on world building and building the relationship between the characters, intricately weaving a tapestry of political intrigue and personal ambition as each character strives to master their martial arts and gain power. However, The Blood of Youth takes this to the extreme because of how many different relationships each character has to develop. If there's one challenge in watching this drama, it's the overwhelming number of characters. While The Blood of Youth primarily focuses on Xiao Se and his friends, the sheer number of supporting characters can make it difficult to keep track of names and affiliations. Though different styles of clothing and colors provide some visual clues, not all characters adhere to a consistent color scheme or fashion. And I did find myself rewinding a few times to remember which faction a particular character belonged to, which was a little frustrating, especially when I just wanted to see more interactions between Xiao Se and Wu Xin rather than trying to decipher the loyalties of new characters. But by halfway through, you generally have a clearer sense of where each character's loyalties lie, even though there's a lot more beneath the surface. Each character is important in their own way, but much of it is either locked away in its prequels or the source material, and sometimes all you'll get is a stray line here or there about their true significance. At times, this can create gaps in the storytelling, but there's only so much you can fit into 40-hour-long episodes, and I suspect the creators assume that anyone who's really curious will either read the source material or have already done so in the first place. You can say Blood of Youth is split into two halves, one part taking place mostly in the martial world, where most of the conflicts are taken care of by the clash of the sword. The other part of the story takes place in the political world, where most conflicts there are solved by the clash of the mind. After the action-packed excitement of the first 20 episodes or so, some people may find the slower dive into the intricate political world a jarring contrast to what they have experienced in the first half of the drama. Personally, I didn't mind this shift, but I do think that the second half did lack in some ways, but made up for it in others. What I had a hard time with was the romances. Although some of them were cute and endearing, I also felt that they were shallow and lacked the depth that we had come to expect from the world around them. I'm sure in the source material they had more time to explore them, but I don't feel like I was very impressed with them in the drama itself. Aside from that, as this channel is mostly focused on BL, I do have to mention the bromances. The most prominent pairing, in my opinion, seems to be the one between Xiaosi and Wu Xin. Both characters are haunted by their pasts, which they will confront throughout the series, and although their friendship had a bit of a rocky start, they are always rescuing each other and supporting each other on their journeys, whether it be together or apart. They even raise a son together, though Xiaosi gets permanent custody for a while. This is just one of the many ships you can put together in this drama though, and let me tell you, because of how many characters there are, the options for shipping are numerous. But as much as I'd like to talk about all of the other ships there are in this drama, I do have to touch on the fact that they did introduce a lot of new characters in the second half, and many of them lack the impact of the original cast. As a result, it's hard to form the same attachments to them, especially since the initial characters are sometimes pushed to the background. And I think this was one of my biggest issues with the drama. Moving some of the main characters to the sidelines halfway through feels off, leaving a sense of something missing when you get to the end, and it made it all feel a little bit incomplete somehow. I am aware there is going to be a second season, and I'm hoping that those characters can come back into the main story and possibly be more involved, but we will see. I have not read any of the source material, so I am excited to be surprised whenever they get to making the second season. Now, here's where I'm going to have to be very honest. I made this video specifically so that I could talk about all of the hot older men in this drama. I'm pretty sure that 90% of the people who watch this were doing the kya over Xiaosi, or Lei Wujie, or Wu Xin, or Tang Lian, but my dumbass was over here literally losing my shit when Spear Deity-sama descended from the heavens and brought his cuteness to the world. As much as I enjoyed the frolicking adventures of Xiaosi and Wu Xin, my heart instantly belonged to Spear Deity-sama and his adorableness. I am very aware that there is a prequel that talks more about his younger years, but for the sake of this video specifically, let's just focus on Spear Deity-sama as a hot older man, rather than his younger self portrayed by Xie Zhiguang, which I swear I'll get back to that Spiral Realm update one of these days. But Spear Deity, Sikong Changfeng is the third master of Shuiyue City, a formidable spear-wielding elder master that technically doesn't have much to add to the plot, but does move it along as one of the more well-connected characters in the drama. From the very first time I saw this man, I knew I would watch the rest of this drama just to see glimpses of him. And he's not the only one. For example, there's Liquor Deity-sama, who is the main character of the prequels, but is a wise and powerful older man in the Blood of Youth who really just wants to drink a lot and dream of his wife. And then there's Jade Deity-sama, who strokes his sword a lot and has made it his entire aesthetic. Not saying that that's a bad thing, because it really works for him. There's also Wrathful Sword Deity-sama, who reminds me of Niemingdre from The Untamed with his demeanor and that really big sword of his. And of course, we cannot forget Lone Sword Deity-sama. When Lone Sword Deity-sama finally shows up, I was like, why wasn't this man in the show from the beginning? But of course, I do know why. As great and powerful as these men are, they are rarely shown in the spotlight, because the show is about the youth and their adventure in the world rather than the older generation and their hang-ups. In fact, sometimes it's the youth cleaning up the follies of the elders that this particular drama tends to focus on. There's also the fact that the show is called The Blood of Youth, not The Blood of Hot Older Men. Unfortunately for me, at least. If you're looking for a good wuxia drama, give The Blood of Youth a try. There's cute older men, themes of friendship and sacrifice, beautiful cinematography, intriguing storylines, cute older men, and strong character relationships that develop into lifelong friendships. And did I also mention the cute older men? And that is all I have for you guys today. Again, these types of videos are more experiments than they are the regular videos of my channel, but I do want to do a proper review rather than a recommendation one of these days where I could talk more about the story and the characters more in depth. Though I'm afraid if I did do one for this show, it might just be me talking for 10 minutes straight about 𝒔𝒑𝒂𝒍 𝒔𝒔, so maybe not. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!